One of the best tips to get great Asian food at home is to make your sauces in advance. This is black pepper sauce and it's one of my master sauces that I always keep in my fridge, and I use this as a building block to cook different recipes. My name is Ted and I love Asian food. I'm going to teach you the systems and frameworks on how to make amazing Asian food at home. By the end of this video, you'll learn everything on how to get the best flavor and texture in your black pepper sauce and how to bring it all together. Once you've made your black pepper sauce, you'll unlock dishes such as black pepper beef, chicken, and even crab. To me, black pepper sauce should have the following characteristics. The sauce must have a fresh, peppery, aromatic aroma. It needs to have a depth of flavor with a lot of umami to be able to be the backbone of the dishes that it's going to be added to. And it must be glossy and cohesive to be able to stick to any ingredients it has to work with. With this video, let's make a black pepper sauce that gets all three right. Here I have 30 grams of black peppercorns. Here's what I like to do to get the best flavor and texture for the sauce. To a cold pan, pour in your black peppercorns and heat this over a medium-low heat. To prevent your peppercorns from burning, stir them gently around the pan for even heat distribution. You also can use what I call the residual heat technique, where you turn off the heat after your pan is hot to allow the residual heat to do the rest. To know whether you're done, follow your nose. So don't be shy and give your peppercorn a whiff. It should smell noticeably stronger, warmer, and nuttier. If so, that means your peppercorns are ready to be used. Next, we're going to get a pestle and mortar to crack up black peppercorns. So with some elbow grease, get in there and give everything a good pounding grind. As you pound away, you will be treated by the amazing smells of your freshly toasted pepper. What you're looking for is for the pepper to have a texture just like sand. Size-wise, you want it to be a little bit uneven so that can give you the textural difference to make the sauce interesting later on. But the pieces that are slightly larger than the rest, when you actually bite into it in the sauce after you cooked with it, you actually release more flavor and aroma to give you the extra kick of spice. When you grind your spices, they release all the flavor and aroma. You can't get this flavor from a grinder. So pound and crack your black peppercorns to release all their flavors. Of course, like any other spice, you should make sure that the black peppercorns that you use are fresh. This is because their flavor and aroma comes from volatile essential oils that dissipate over time, leading to weak, muted, or musty flavors. To test your peppercorn's freshness, crush one between your fingers. It should smell woody, bright with a little bit of heat. If you use peppercorns that smell flat, you can bet that the sauce will taste flat as well. And for those reasons, even though it may be easier to get pre-cracked or ground pepper from the supermarkets, I will always recommend using whole peppercorns if possible. When pepper is cracked or ground, they will have a higher surface area to volume ratio. This will allow for increased rates of oxidation and the volatile oils will evaporate faster as well. For the best flavor, go for whole peppercorns. Now, black pepper sauce is not just about the heat, it is also about the overall depth of flavor that it adds to a dish. So apart from light and dark soy sauce and oyster sauce, we're also going to add a secret ingredient. For the secret ingredient, we're using chuho sauce. It's made from fermented soybeans, garlic, ginger, and sesame seeds. In a pinch, you can use hoisin sauce, but this is going to give us that depth of flavor that gives the black pepper sauce all that body that we want. I recommend using Lee Kum Hee's chuho paste. Taste-wise, it's sweet, salty, and earthy with a rich, complex flavor profile. Now, because black pepper can be very sharp and spicy, adding chuho paste can really add a strong umami-rich foundation that will support the black pepper aroma. And now, let's make the sauce. To a wok on medium-low heat, add about 3 to 4 tablespoons of vegetable oil, along with about 40 grams of minced garlic, 40 grams of minced onion, and about 5 grams of minced ginger. You want to gently fry this until all the beautiful aromas from your aromatics come out. Once your onion, garlic, and ginger start to turn a little bit brown, it's time to add the pepper. Now fry this for just another minute. Once you can smell the rich warm notes from your black pepper coming from your wok, we're going to add 1 teaspoon of sugar, a quarter teaspoon of salt, 2 tablespoons of chuho paste, 2 tablespoons of oyster sauce, and half a teaspoon each of light soy sauce and dark soy sauce. Fry this for about 30 seconds to allow the sugars to caramelize and the flavors to intensify. To help deglaze the wok and add another layer of complexity, we're going to add about 1 tablespoon of Shaoxing rice wine. Next, add in about 3/4 cups worth of stock or water. For me, I'm using chicken stock, and if you want, I have a full video on how you can make chicken stock at home. It's a full deep dive on Asian chicken stock, and I covered everything from how you can use chicken powder and chicken bones, so if you're curious, I've left a link in the description below. Now back to the wok, allow this to simmer and reduce down to a nice thick paste. This will really help us to extract all the flavors and to concentrate them as well. Once the stock develops into a nice thick paste like this, add the rest of your chicken stock or water, bring it up back to a boil, and you're done. So this is the consistency that I'm looking for. It's not too thick and not too thin, and I know it will be just perfect once I add it to a dish and it clings onto the other ingredients. Of course, don't forget to taste this and adjust it according to your liking. By making all this flavor in advance, it's going to be easy for you to make a knockout hit when you're cooking at home. Allow the sauce to cool, and once it's ready, you can store this in a mason jar. So just like this, with a little bit of planning, you can make a delicious black pepper sauce at home. And now for the taste test. The heat is intense, There's a lot of umami. The garlic, ginger, and onions perfumes the sauce really nicely, and I know it's just going to be such a great addition to any protein. So the whole idea of making a black pepper sauce in advance is you can store it in your fridge and come back to this any time of the week and make a delicious meal for you and your family. Over time, we're going to learn more sauces along the way, and then you can actually build up your Asian cooking repertoire. So give this recipe a shot and let me know what kind of black pepper dishes you want to make, and I may just make a video on it as well.